Hey guys, PK Speed here. This episode is going to be a bit different as in the middle of recording a regular episode, Faye had to unfortunately leave in the middle of it. It's her personal reasons and that's fine, but sadly there wasn't really much that we could do because we only recorded about 30 to 25 minutes of the podcast, so it wasn't really much for a whole podcast episode. So in this episode, I've had some Discord friends join me for this to finish out the rest of the podcast. We do talk about certain topics that me and Faye already went over a little bit before she had to unfortunately leave, but for the most part, I decided just to add both segments into this episode of the podcast. In the timestamps down below, you can go see which section where it's me and Faye, and the other section where it's me and my friend Pixel, along with my other friend, Kindo, Tuck. So, hope you guys still enjoy this episode of the podcast. Of course, if you want to listen to more episodes, we always upload on Monday. This episode is going to be a little bit later than the usual upload time, but hey, who cares? But hey, hope you guys still have a wonderful time listening, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of the Midnight Toons. Of course, I'm your host, the one and only PK Speed, and of course, we have my co-host, Faye, here. And Merry New Year's. Happy New Year's. It's 2021, and hopefully this year will go way better than wherever the fuck 2020 was. You know, hoping for the best.
It's not going to be any different.
Yeah.
Same shit, different year.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
I know. Listen. I need to get my mind off it somehow, Faye.
Yeah, you can try.
I can try. That's the key word. But anyway, it's it's January 3rd as we're recording this, and we're going to talk about what we usually talk about. But first, I feel like before we start with anything, there was some unfortunate news the last day of 2020. I think Faye can tell us what that was here.
Yeah, so I guess back in October, I think on Halloween, MF Doom died.
Yeah, it was on Halloween, I assume.
Which is the most MF Doom day you could probably die on.
I know, right?
But it just I make hip hop music. I listen to a lot of hip hop, a lot of rap, a lot of that genre.
Yeah,
and
you're really good.
I don't want to say that, but it's
improving over time. That's
my music and the music that I'm influenced from, and the music that music's influenced from, is all influenced by MF Doom.
Mm-hmm.
He's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Is what a lot of people say. And so, like, he has just, like, this unwavering influence on the culture and on, like, hip-hop music in general that's going to be around for decades. And it just, it really sucks that he's dead. He said at one point that if he had the opportunity to collab with any artist that like wasn't in his like little group he was in, it was Kanye West, and I'm a little disappointed we never got to hear that collab. That Kanye West MF Doom collab would have been pretty sick.
That actually would have, but yeah, it sucks because I think MF Doom was fucking cool. It's sad because I only got into him like recently, like a few years ago, and I just completely caught it off of I just was just scrolling through YouTube, and I'm just like, oh, this dude's wearing a fucking Doom mask. That looks cool. Let me listen to that.
Yeah, he's super, super dope. He'd been doing this shit for a long time.
Yeah.
They're just, truly a goat.
Yeah.
Truly a goat that died. And there's been a lot of, there's a lot of people in the rap industry who passed away relatively young.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't particularly old, but he's not as young as like Mac Miller, who died in 2019.
Yeah.
And like Mac is a goat in his own way, but like if you put the two next to each other, it's like MF Doom is like this is like a massive loss for like everybody. Mac Miller, of course, is a massive loss too. I'm not trying to compare it. I'm just saying like MF Doom is just so influential. It's really wild to lose him.
Yeah.
There's no I haven't seen any details about his death, like no like sort of like coroner's report or like what's happened.
Yeah.
So I can only hope that he passed away or and didn't die of like some shitty shit like like cancer or like COVID. That would suck.
That would, oh man. But yeah, no, it sucks. Rest in peace. That dude was fucking cool. But we just gotta, for now, we just gotta move on. So we'll move on to what we've been doing for the past week. How was your New Year's, Faye?
It was okay. I think we can safely say this episode is somewhat dedicated to MF Doom. Starting the new year.
Yeah.
Give him a little respect on it.
Of course. Yeah.
But no, I haven't really been up to too much. Working on a little bit of music, because I was going back through and listening to all MF Doom stuff. Got a little inspiration, so I was working on a little of my own stuff.
Yeah. I did that. I did that as well because I like listening to his music sometimes when I'm working on stuff. But I listen to a lot of music. It's kind of
and like that. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were continuing.
I just.
Something. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
But no, I've just been playing a bunch of like RP games and stuff. I picked up Hades and
I saw your tweet about that. How's that?
Noita. Both of them are roguelikes. They're both really good.
Yeah.
Hades is dope. It's a lot of fun. Noita is like, it's like this pixel like roguelike dungeon game. Kind of similar to like the exploration and dungeoning part of Terraria, but like it's like 100 times harder and you don't have all the crafting stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it's all based around like magic and having wands and shit like that, and it's just incredibly unfair. It is an incredibly unfair game that is a roguelike, so like you die, you lose all your progression. And you don't, and the only thing you have that carries over from each stuff is knowledge of the game.
Yeah, and then I feel like that's like the point. Like, like there's other roguelikes that I've played, like Binding of Isaac or
there's like with Hades, you have like a incremental thing to where like you kind of get stronger over time. Noita doesn't have that. The only thing you get when you start over is the knowledge of the game.
Yeah. But Isaac and fucking Gungeon are similar, where you don't keep anything aside for except for Gungeon's case. I believe you do get like a huge like bestiary of like all the guns you can find in there. But the problem is like there's like hundreds of it. And in Isaac's case, you do learn the knowledge of the item, but you can't just pull it up in the middle of a run, so you just kind of have to remember by memory. And also, there's like 1,000 items in Isaac because that game's been loaded with content for like the past decade and shit. But yeah, roguelikes are real good, and Hades is especially good because I love it. But as for me, I haven't really done too much. I've been playing Borderlands 2 again, which that's still been really fun. I think it's kind of weird because like story-wise, I think it's all right. I can't really say anything about Borderlands 1's story, but I feel like the game tries too many times to like, haha, funny joke. And I'm just like, okay, like it's a lot of the times I'm not really laughing, except for like, a few. It'll get like yeah, but for the most part, I don't really particularly care for the story aside from I like the main antagonist, which is Handsome Jack. He's just a fucking dick who is literally constantly shit talking you throughout the entire game, and I kind of love it. It was kind of.
He has a really good voice actor.
Yeah, really good. Like he just nails it. Like my favorite is well, I guess spoilers for Borderlands 2, but I think that game's like almost a decade old. But there's literally there's a boss fight. You kill the bird of Mordecai's bird, Bloodwing, which is like his like bird companion from the first game, which a lot of his skills come from and shit. And you kill him because he mutates him and hands him back like through after you kill him. It's like, oh damn it, I had a violin. I was gonna play a song for Mordecai's dumb bird in E. Damn it, just like he just you hear him in the background just trying to find it, but he's like, oh god damn it. And then when later on, when like just like a couple minutes later, he's like, I found it. He tries to play. He's like, nah, it's fucking the moment's ruined. Whatever. Would have been hilarious anyway. See ya, asshole.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
he's like
good bit.
Yeah. Throughout the, it just I like how throughout the game, every time like you think you're making some pretty good progress, he's just there to fuck with you. I like it. Aside from that, I haven't really played anything, and I've been watching a YouTube series I just got into like the other day, and it's called the Dead Mall series by Ben Joel. It's a series where this dude Ben goes into old malls and all sorts of like old like buildings that are either like crumbling apart, they're gonna get taken down soon, and he just kind of video records it, and it's really interesting. I learned about the series through Super Eye Patch Wolf I want to say a couple months back, maybe even almost a year. I could be wrong, but it's really cool because I have like I have a weird fascination for like old buildings where like a place where hundreds of people used to be. Like a mall, you usually when you go to a mall, there's tons of people there, and there's always people going to the stores getting whatever, and seeing it kind of desolate and like decaying in certain cases is really fascinating. So that's really cool.
Yeah, there's actually a mall over on the east side of Tulsa,
Cool.
which is the city where we're kind of like located in, I guess.
Yeah.
And it used to be like Eastland Mall, and then like it slowly started to die, and like the last thing to die I think was like the movie theater that was there.
Yeah, I actually do remember that. Holy crap.
And it's now like a business multiplex.
Oh,
but
okay.
you can go there to get your food handler's permit, and the DMV's down there.
Cool. I can get my food handler's permit online, so but the DMV is nice too. So.
Well, I mean, the DMV also had like bed bugs or something. I don't know.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Who doesn't it's Tulsa.
Yeah. But aside from that, I haven't really done too much in the past week. My New Year's was fine. In my boredom, I made cocktails because I had some stuff, and that was fun. Except when I had to go to work the day after, because that wasn't fun.
Yeah, I don't really drink, so I didn't drink over the New Year.
Yeah, I don't drink too often. I try not to because I don't want to get like super like addicted to the stuff or anything. But I just want to have some fun, and that wasn't. Making cocktails is great, and especially when you make it good. But also, you don't want to drink too much like I did because fuck me, I was so just busted up the next morning. Like I was just like barely functioning. But aside from that, yeah, it was all right. I liked it. From to like, but anyway, from that we'll head into the news right now. So first up, this isn't really news by all means. This is more of just something that like people pointed out last week. But fucking Ben 10, it recently had its 15th anniversary. I don't know if they did anything for it, but to me that's just kind of weird because Ben 10 came out back when I was a small child, and seeing it 15 years old is kind of just, I don't know. I guess it's just setting in, honestly, for me. Also,
want to feel even older?
Oh boy.
Hold on. Go on, keep talking.
Okay. But yeah, no, it's cool seeing that Ben 10 is still pretty popular even now, even with the last reboot, which a lot of people didn't like because it's more geared to kids and more in that Teen Titans Go territory. But I didn't really hate it by all means. It was just I'm just tired of reboots. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So The Simpsons.
Oh.
Let's talk about how old The Simpsons is.
I know it's really old.
It's very old.
Pretty old.
And I grew up watching The Simpsons.
Yeah, so did I.
With my pa.
Mm.
9.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
that's just like insane to me.
Sorry, how old is it? Sorry, you cut out there for a second.
It came out in 1989.
1989. Damn. Shit.
You know King of the Hill?
Yeah, King of the Hill. I don't. That's not too old, is it? I know. I'm assuming at least like 99.
97.
Ooh. Damn, that's way earlier than I would think. Holy shit. That's weird.
Or old.
Yeah, oh man, that's weird. That's really fuck. I Yeah, no, it's weird seeing shit that like I got the same feeling when Adventure Time ended, because even though I wouldn't say I'm still into Adventure Time, I don't hate it. It's just like I kind of dropped out of it because Cartoon Network didn't really announce new episodes well enough. But it was weird to me being like, yeah, Adventure Time came out 10 years ago, and I'm like, ew, that was like when I was in middle school or something. I got the same exact feeling with the regular show. I'm like, oh god damn, that's But yeah, no, that's good for Ben 10. I think Ben 10's really cool. It just I don't really have like it's
You want to
just,
feel even older?
oh no. Please. What?
Shaolin Showdown.
Fuck me. I know that was early 2000s. I'm assuming 2003, 2?
2003.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's still weird, but that series is also dead. Don't worry.
It's gonna be 20 years old.
Oh, really? Oh,
next year.
Ew. Oh, it's 19 years old now. Holy shit. I watched it like a year ago or something. Like I was like, yeah, this is fun. Did you know they made a reboot series?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Shaolin Showdown is sick though. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
great. Yeah, they made a reboot series back in like 2014. It was terrible. It was on Disney, weirdly enough, I think. The reason why I'm mentioning it is because I know a lot of people who like Shaolin Showdown don't want anyone talking about that
Code Lyoko.
I think
2003.
Yeah, I would assume. I like Code Lyoko's premise.
Code Lyoko's almost 20 years old.
I'm mixed about Code Lyoko, but we'll talk about this another time. Honestly,
Hold on, one last thing. One last thing. One last thing. I'm not done yet. Rugrats.
Oh man.
1991.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You. 91. Damn. Okay. That. Okay. That's.
All right. One last one. I know I said one last one already. One last one.
It's good. It's good.
Ed and Eddie, 1999.
Wow. Yeah. No. Actually, that one I'm not too surprised about. But speaking of Ed and Eddie, those we can transition this into the next topic. This isn't really news, but well, it's kind of news. But HBO Max has been adding a lot of Cartoon Network series onto its streaming service, and a lot of these shows, from my knowledge, haven't really gotten like re-releases onto like digital platforms. At least from what I remember, I think they're on like the Apple Store maybe, but I haven't seen them on like any streaming service of sorts. Shows like Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed and Eddie, which is particularly really cool because I can't remember anything if Ed and Eddie was on literally like any digital service.
I love Ed and Eddie.
It's so good.
I like.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Ed and Eddie coma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all like dead or something. Yeah, it's like I forgot what exactly it is.
It was,
but like there's this crazy Ed and Eddie theory that they're all dead.
Yeah. It's supposedly like they're kids from different they're like dead kids who died, kids from different eras who like died at some point or whatever, and they're in purgatory. It's weird. Or
it's raw.
No. I love Ed and Eddie purely because the creator Danny Antonucci, he if you see any of his work before he worked on Ed and Eddie, he worked on a lot of like adult animation stuff. Like he did a couple shorts for MTV's like for television and stuff. And my favorite thing about him, he's like, I got dared to do making a kid show, so I did it. That's it. He just like, fuck it, I don't care.
So he made it secretly about purgatory and death.
I don't think That'd be really funny, but I don't think he's. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's clever enough to do that, or is he? I
Have you ever
don't
heard
know.
about the Have you ever heard about the SpongeBob skin theory?
No.
I'll send you it. We'll talk about it in the next podcast.
Yeah,
I'll
you
send
know
you the
what? That's
video.
fair. But yeah, it's cool seeing all these series getting onto a streaming service, especially like because I love like I love Courage. That's probably one of my favorite cartoons because I love I love horror. Despite that, when I was a kid, I fucking would shit my pants. Not literally, but close. My favorite thing to do in any piece of horror back in a kid was like cover my face with a pillow and being like, "This is my favorite part. I love it. I'm loving it." And
I know I said I was done,
oh god damn.
but Courage the Cowardly Dog was released in 1999.
That's oh man. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm old.
We're old.
I accept it. It's fine. It's totally fine. But it's cool. I'm glad seeing a lot of these shows, especially there's especially some shows I wasn't expecting like getting added to any service, like Chowder and Flapjack, because those were shows in like the weird in between era where CN was getting out of cartoons and then they went into CN Real, which no one liked honestly, except for I don't know maybe Andrew WK with the story build the story. But that's also because I like Andrew WK because he's a funny man. But yeah, no, it's cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chowder and Flapjack are actually not that old.
Yeah, no. I would say 2007 between 9.
Yeah. So Chowder was 2007, and Flapjack is 2008.
Yeah. I know.
Which makes sense to me.
Yeah. It's just like a lot of these shows are. It's weird seeing those shows being brought back because it seems like Cartoon Network in a lot of cases just kind of forgot about these because, again, that was in that weird in between era when they were just trying to, even though this is called Cartoon Network, let's add some live action shows, some game shows. I think they had like a fucking super terrible ghost hunting show, which I loved. It was real bad, even for ghost hunting show standards. I love it. But yeah, aside from that, and speaking of shows who are coming back from the dead, except kind of not, Ren and Stimpy, which the voice actor, I believe, for Ren, Billy West, he's known for a lot of things, like for Angry Beavers and a lot of other shows. He still says that Comedy Central, because a couple years back, they made a reboot of Ren and Stimpy, which was adult party cartoon, which was I think it was like a whole like I think it was a block where they showed like adult animation or whatever.
I've never seen
sorry.
Ren and Stimpy.
It's real good. It's definitely of its era though. It's one of those shows like the whole purpose of the show is literally let's try to get away with the most fucked up shit without it being like without a kid knowing what it even is. It got a reboot series back around 2010, I want to say, and it was terrible because the problem with the show is they were just doing like haha funny adult dirty jokes, which kind of defeats the purpose of why the show was created before. Because crap, oh my god, Ren and Stimpy is technically one of the first fucking Nickelodeon cartoons.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's up there with Rugrats and something else. I know the third one, but I forget. It's not SpongeBob because that was later in the 90s.
So I might have to go soon. We should speed us up a little bit. I'm sorry.
A lot of people don't really want this show to come back because the creator John Kay is a fucking asshole who is both harass women and harasses his crew because he's a perfectionist asshole. That's basically the reason why no one wants this show back. Also, it's just dead. Speaking of projects trying to come back from the dead, though, Spawn.
The only thing I know about Spawn comes from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Marvel vs. Capcom? Was he?
Yeah, I think he was a character. I know it's Soul Calibur.
No, it was Soul Calibur 2 for the Xbox version.
Yeah. The only thing I know about Spawn is Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, no, I had Soul Cal on the Xbox. It was real. I loved Spawn because I was a stupid edgy child. But yeah, But Tom McFarlane's still trying to bring back Spawn to a new reboot, which I watched that old 1997 movie. It's so try-hardy, and it has the worst CGI even for the 90s standards, and it's so bad. I don't like it. Also, he never puts on that Spawn mask. Like, he barely puts it on like once or twice, and you get to see his disgusting burnt face for the majority of the movie. It's not fun. But yeah, Tom McFarlane has been trying to bring it back with Jamie Foxx as Spawn now, and the original actor for the '90s movie, Michael J. White, he had some comments talking about that McFarlane, if they do it, that's fine, but I don't really think he just thinks that McFarlane isn't really suitable for being a director for a movie. He has some dumb ideas. Like,
here's my take on reboots and copyright.
Oh yeah,
right.
Go for it.
You just let anybody do anything they want, right? Yeah. You let everybody put $100 million into something that isn't a good movie. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like because like eventually someone will come along and they'll do it justice.
Yeah.
Eventually, and it's not necessarily going to be the person who puts the most effort into it or the biggest studio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speed this up a bit because I unfortunately just got caught up in something.
That's fine. So this week's episode will be a short one then.
Yeah, it'll be a short one.
Yeah.
Which is suiting since I know we took a break, but our last one was like an hour and a half or something.
It was close to an hour. It was about 57 minutes.
I thought it was longer because we were doing the awards.
We went through the awards pretty fast. Welcome back to this episode of the Midnight Toons. I know this is a bit weird because, Faye's not here. If you're wondering what's up with why this episode is split into two sections, it's because Faye had to leave, unfortunately. So now we got
you get me instead.
I decided to ask my friends for help for today's episode. So today we have Pixel, this bastard, for this episode of the Midnight.
Absolute bastard. And you have no idea what pain you've just submitted yourself to.
Yes. Yeah. But in case, also for another heads up for listeners, they might be people who will randomly come into this voice call. You never know. If they do enter, they're just going to be in there, and I'll tell you when they enter onto the screen if you're watching the YouTube version. I don't care. It's fine. But anyway, for what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-talk about some of the topics that me and Faye talked about. The only one we won't go into is MF Doom dying because that's sad, and I don't want to keep talking about that. It's real sad.
But just remember to spell his name in all caps.
Of course. Literally, he's made a song that is all caps. That's the name
all
of it.
Caps. His Instagram name was MF Doom, period, all caps.
It's real. He's tight. That's all you need to know. But anyway, right. So what we're gonna re-talk about is we talked about HBO Max is bringing back tons of Cartoon Network shows that haven't really been on any additional service aside from like maybe Apple or iTunes or something.
I know. Oh God, you've just awoken the beast. Okay. So Kids Next Door.
Oh yeah.
Like a ton of Cartoon Network shows were on Netflix for a while, then they got taken off.
Yeah, they did.
I think there's maybe one or two that are still on there, but they're very scarce and they're hard to
The only
find.
one I could think of is off the top of my head is We Bare Bears and Symbiotic Titan. But
Right.
Symbiotic Titan's also dead.
Now you're right.
It literally cannot air on TV ever again.
Right, it's gonna be in copyright limbo.
Yeah.
But Verve has a ton of Cartoon Network classics, and they're just kind of yeah, because I think HBO partially owns Verve now.
Oh, Because I know they had a few of them. Like I remember I watched a little bit of Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. And yeah, I know Expected from Me on there. So
right. So, but God, the fact that now that HBO Max just has all of my true childhood,
yeah,
instead of
bits and
my
pieces.
mother's childhood, it's good.
Yeah,
now
no, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Now that I can fully enjoy and devour, I guess we'll call it pun intended, episodes of Chowder and relive all of Kids Next Door and how wild it is, and the fact that that it was probably one of the first shows to actually have some super deep lore.
Off the top of my head, yeah,
I think
it's one of the.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry.
Sorry.
I think mine is a show like Avatar.
No, Kids Next Door came out for that.
Right. There never was a show that had like super strange lore like the Kids Next Door's 2x4 technology. The fact that they had to use their boogers in order for them to become agents or to recognize each other as agents and stuff. It was weird and unique.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Kids Next Door is like every tool and invention they have, they literally take a second out of their time to explain how it functions, and they literally made like a 3D rig while explaining the anagram for that thing. Like that's effort. Right. They really did not need to do that.
The anagrams are always dumb, but they still spell out.
But they're thought out. You gotta give them credit.
True. I think it was Kids Next Door that spawned my habit to want to give like characters or ideas really stupid anagrams.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I see it all the time in anime when they'll reveal like this character's name is actually an anagram or it has a secret meaning of, you know,
right.
It's dumb stuff. I love it. But yeah, there's some other shows that I'm really excited to see on HBO Max. Like I was kind of surprised seeing Chowder and Flapjack on there because I haven't really seen Cartoon Network like kind of celebrate those too often, honestly, because I was in that weird era when they were going to CN Real.
Right.
We don't talk about
Flapjack is the definition of blurst, right? Because Chowder was fully like cute and blessed and whatnot.
Flapjack gave me night terrors.
Right. But like if I think at the time they were also kind of fully finishing up Ed and Eddie.
They finished it. Yeah.
Ed was the cursed, and Chowder was the cute or the blessed. Flapjack was the blurst.
I do think Flapjack's good.
Right. Flapjack has its very nice blessed moments. But we'll never forget the cursed.
Yeah.
We will never forget
that there's a lot of curse shit in Flapjack. My favorite was that episode where he falls in love with like some random girl and like hearts come out of him and Knuckle decides to sell them to people because like when you eat them they actually taste good for some reason. But then you find out later in the episode is those aren't like eatable like adorable hearts. They're actually heart-shaped parasites. Facing the body. I'm like, Jesus Christ, oh my god. And of course the infamous clip of like, so never stop dreaming, Flapjack, because one day all your dreams will come true, even the bad ones. Yes.
Yeah.
Man, Flapjack. Man. It's also really funny because Flapjack is where like a lot of people who are creators of a lot of the recent CN, Disney, and all that animated shows actually came from Flapjack. Like I remember Alex Hirsch actually came from Flapjack before he made Gravity Falls. There's a whole list. You can find it out there. But yeah, no. It's cool that HBO Max is getting all that. That's gonna be cool. Speaking of stuff that's being brought back that only in this case no one really wants back is Billy West, the voice of Ren from Ren and Stimpy, is talking about how Ren and Stimpy didn't get canceled, it's just on hold, which for those who don't know, Ren and Stimpy got a reboot back in, I want to say 2011, 12, around that time period, and it was bad. It was terrible. It was.
It's probably unsurprising because I haven't heard about it.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrible. No one liked it, and It doesn't really like the problem with the reboot. I explained this with when I was doing this with Faye is like the thing with Ren and Stimpy is what made it funny was they're like extremely adult adult jokes that a kid would not understand, but they still had to go on like they had to do it like on the edge of like making sure that they can't just say or do anything. So they had to write around it. And the problem with the reboot is it's on a channel for adults, so they just did the jokes like that's it. It just
you know what, if there's one thing I just want remade or like rebooted, I just need Rob Renzetti to buy all the rights to My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Oh man, that I want another show in that style. I don't know necessarily. I want My Life as a Teenage Robot back, but I want another show in that art style because I love that art style. It's the classic. Damn.
It was like the style. It's like a strange mix of Astro Boy and then
Astro Boy and like the like Day of Tomorrow stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Or Rocketeer, if anyone knows that movie.
Right. That entire art style.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of art style. You don't see it too often in I wouldn't say in animation.
Really. Right, like that. I think like that. No, it's the only show I believe that looks like that. Obviously, every show's gonna have its unique style.
There are two shows I can think that are similar to that style. There's Secret Saturdays, I would say, is close around there because although that's more like Johnny Quest or something.
Right.
And there was a Nickelodeon pilot, I forget the name of it, that actually was in that style, but that pilot didn't become a series because the creator were trying to form a union in the animation community, and then they just kicked him out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could have been that show could have been the first like anime styled show on Nickelodeon before Avatar, so it's kind of weird.
True.
But yeah, no, I love My Life as a Teenage Robot. But as for Ren and Stimpy, I don't really want it to come back because it kind of it should stay in the era it came from.
It was part of an era, and it high key needs to stay in that era.
Yeah, no, like it is. Ren and Stimpy is important because it is one of the first like cartoon shows on Nickelodeon, and along with that, it was that whole era of when they were making animated shows where you didn't need to make it for a toy or some sort of product. You just make the show. That's it. And you can worry about that later at some point. But it just doesn't work anymore because, we're shown on animation and shows today just similar but way more funnier stuff. That's all I can really say.
Right.
It also doesn't help that the creator, John Kay, is a piece of shit. Anyway.
And as much as I despise it, we're dealing with a whole new different audience that has regular access to the internet where their humor
they can see way worse stuff in a click.
Right.
But I also just do think that like the show was I do think that this show is still good even today. It's just I don't think it really needs to be rebooted, but let's be honest, I can say that by a lot of things that don't need to be rebooted, but are already probably getting rebooted right now. So.
Right. But also, wasn't the creator of the show not criticized, but they got put out over a ton of bad stuff.
Ooh, yeah, John Kay is well known in the animation community as a piece of shit. Not only did he, harass some women, how that goes, but the problem with it is, even without that, he didn't do anything illegal. The problem was, he was a perfectionist, and a lot of people on the crew were like, as much as they try their best, he's like, it's not how I want it. And the problem with that in animation is you're under a time limit. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, you just gotta get it good. So that's the biggest reason why Ren Stimpy got canceled. It's just it cost too much, and they couldn't keep revisioning it just to make it perfect. They tried giving out the Deke animation for a little bit, but that didn't work because it's Deke.
Oh yeah, Deke animation.
Hey.
I mean, they gave us the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, which I consider a modern masterpiece.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, no,
they had the right idea, but just the wrong time frame.
Yeah. But aside from that, yeah, no. For the most part, Ren Stimpy should stay dead. But aside from stuff coming back from the dead, because we don't have too much animation news this week. Although there is one piece that we did talk about, and with what I did talk about with Faye, is Ben 10 has turned 15 years old now. It came out 15 years ago.
Years of him being 10 years old.
Well, no, to be fair, he grew up. Like
he had his grow up sequence, yes, but
then he turned back 10.
Right, he went back to being 10, so we're calling it 15 years of him being 10.
But yeah, no, I was talking about it with Faye, but it's just so weird thinking about that, because I remember when that show was premiering back on Cartoon Network. That was just a weird time. And I still like Ben 10 despite the reboot. I don't really hate it. It's just I'm tired of reboots in general.
Yeah. I mean, the Ben 10 reboot that already exists is pretty solid. It's still much of what they already did. It just has a bit more of the newer Cartoon Network humor.
Yeah, it's just they're just going for what the kids like now. And to be fair, I do think CN is getting a bit better, because there was just kind of a couple of years where there was really kind of nothing happening. Like they still.
I mean, the schedule is still kind of ass, but
yeah, but that's America, not every other country, though.
True. That's very true. That's also very true.
Yeah. But it's cool seeing Ben 10 turn 15. Even though I wouldn't say I'm a diehard or I really love it, because it has issues for me, I'd probably need to rewatch it to really get my full opinion about it. But I still think it's cool. Also,
I could be wrong, but there's okay, I could be wrong, but I grew up with a ton of different shows, Obviously, I knew some shows, I knew Chowder, I know Kids Next Door, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's just some shows that I feel like only I can remember, or that there's barely any community behind. If I remember correctly, there's a special anniversary happening for the show Generator Rex.
That I was just about to talk about that. It's just I like Ben 10, but I kind of like Generator Rex more.
I was gonna say Generator Rex felt more
I just like his powers more, because he's just mechanical shapeshift. It's real cool. Also,
meanwhile, Ben 10 is alien encyclopedia hit button turned into said alien.
It's cool. They actually did have a crossover episode, I think, for near when that show was gonna end. It was real cool. But yeah.
Generator Rex, such unique lore. There was actually a bit of lore within the universe. I forget the names of all the characters.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched it in years.
Why Rex was able to fully control his powers, but all of the others that got infected with were biots. I forget what they were called.
Yeah, I forget. It's literally been years.
I know there was the mentor agent character. I forget his name.
I know there was the monkey dude. He was funny.
The monkey dude was cool.
Yeah.
But we got to see the agent dude's past and why he's even working on something like this. It was great.
Yeah. Aside from that, fun fact though, we talked about this on the previous episode of the podcast, but Man of Action, the studio who have made Ben 10 and Generator X, they're the ones behind they're gonna make a new Sonic show for Netflix in 2022.
Oh boy.
I
don't know. I just need Nintendo to get off its high horse and go back to when it was more willing and ready to give out its licenses to their products, so that way we can get another shitty Zelda animation.
Yeah, I was about to say. So what you're saying is Zelda CDI
2, baby. Zelda CDI 2.
No,
Zelda CDI
there was a 2. It was Wand of Gamelon.
No. I mean series 2, the second series of Zelda CDI content.
Yes, please. But
great.
Yeah, but speaking of age-old shit that needs to die, I'll send you the article. But Spawn.
Boy.
It's in the voice chat text. But Spawn, Spawn's original voice actor back in the 1997 movie, Michael J. White, reveals Tom Holland's bizarre reboot idea. And there's some funny shit here. Like, I found out that that McFarlane was thinking of the idea of Spawn being an ethereal fog you don't see, like Jaws. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I like because Michael's response to that is like, okay, good luck with that. Oh man. It's just, you know, Spawn needs to die, maybe. I don't know.
No.
It's a guilty
I don't
pleasure.
think Spawn needs to die. I think Spawn needs to find their direction and go forward and they need to find a good direction to go in. Like, they did super well with putting Spawn in MK11.
Yeah,
that was super
you can try to say MK11, but let's be honest. The real game that did Spawn the best was Soul Calibur 2 on the Xbox.
You know what? You're right. But like, but in terms of modern representation,
yeah, no, it's MK11.
It was amazing, and it was a good like way to show off his character and to revitalize his character with like newer fighting game fans.
Yeah,
and, like,
I mean, it fits because he's edgy as fuck, and he fits perfectly in MK's. Well, not perfectly, but he's.
I'm not absolutely sure about edgy, my boy. I mean,
his Spawn is real edgy. I'm sorry.
It's
not okay. You might be thinking. Okay, go ahead.
His MK11 friendship is him reading a self-insert fanfiction about him and a woman, which is the best thing I've seen come out of Spawn in so long. Yeah, I would totally read that shit if it existed.
Okay. No, when I mean edgy, I don't mean like okay, because I feel like people might get the wrong idea. When I think of like edgy in the terms of Spawn, I mean like 90s comic book edgy, where they no longer had to be the you know, the funny, goofy superheroes of the classic golden age of comics. They gotta be rougher, kind of like Punisher and shit. That's what I mean for Spawn, because my problem with, like, I like some of those characters, like I like Punisher, I think I like Spawn, I like Spawn's design and all that, but my problem is just like I've read very few comics with Spawn, but you know, honestly, it's like meh. Like it's one of those things. It's kind of like how I feel about Afro Samurai. I think art-wise, I think Afro Samurai looks fantastic. It's great, but if we're gonna actually talk about the story of Afro Samurai, it's not that good. And in some cases, it's real bad.
It's very basic and just helps get across what they need to do with every episode.
Yeah, you're there for the cool ass art that you want to hang up on your wall.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, you know, it's Spawn. Tom McFarlane's still trying, and apparently he's joined up with Jason Blum, who, for people who don't know, he owns Blumhouse, who make tons of terrible horror movies and occasionally good ones like Get Out, and he also produced Whiplash.
Was pretty good.
Oh yeah, and also Us, that from Jordan Peele.
Yeah, Us was pretty good.
Because Jason Blum's whole structure is like he has tons of money, so he gives about like a couple million to whatever director, and no matter how good or bad the movie is, people are gonna go see it because it doesn't cost that much for like a regular movie standard. So he'll always get his money back. And if he comes out, if he releases a real good one, he's gonna get more money like he did with Get Out. So it's the perfect equilibrium. I messed that up, but whatever.
True balance.
Yes,
true
balance. But speaking of movies that have been brought to my attention, Resident Evil is the origin story movie has finished filming, which and they've revealed some of the actors, which I'll post in the Discord right now. So you know, the director is
Nathan Drake film being currently in production. I'm actually kind of hyped for more videos.
This movie though is being directed by Jonas Roberts, who is known for 47 Meters Down and The Strangers Pray at Night. Yeah, those aren't okay. And some of the actors have been shown. They've shown who's playing who, which it got me confused because I assume that this movie's taking place in RE2 because they say 1998 Raccoon City, But I assume because they have actors for Chris and Jill, but I assume that they're like in a flashback or some shit.
Hannah's uncommon as Jill?
Yeah.
What?
It's weird. Oh, but yeah, okay.
Do not get me wrong.
These
actor choices are very much. We're just gonna pick the ones that they have like one good film under their belt that like it's more of a cult class. They got more of a cult classic feel, and we're gonna put them in this shit.
Yeah, a lot of these actors like we have Kaya. I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that last name. Playing as Claire, who is I can only know for Maze Runner. That's it.
Kaya Scodelario. That's
okay. I didn't want to attempt that because I'm like I don't even want to bother. Hannah John Kamen will play Jill, which. Sorry, Hannah. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. Keep speaking. I'm gonna look something up.
Okay, because like I think the girl who's playing Jill, I think she's very attractive. I think she looks cool, but I don't know if fully fits Jill. But if they make it work, go ahead. I don't care. My favorite though is Robbie Armell as Chris Redfield. Now, most people might not know him, but I know him for his best movie, which is playing as Fred in the Scooby-Doo Mystery Begins movie.
Oh, God, you cut deep. That cut.
Yeah. Oh, hold up, I'll be right back. I'm cutting this out. 1 sec. I know.
Tuck, I don't know if he's gonna cut this out, but if you want to speak, now is your time.
Is a Big Mac a one sandwich or two?
Probably. One only because it uses 3 slices of bread rather than just
1 sec.
two.
All right. Sorry about that. We're back. Don't worry. We have the Dio sound for that. But yes, no, Robbie Armell. He played in the Scooby, not the early 2000s one, but the around 2010s one. It was around the same time as Mystery Incorporated, I believe.
That's just an absolute deep cut.
I think he's also in the Babysitter.
I know him from Upload because I watched that recently, and surprisingly good show, especially from one coming out of not Netflix, excuse me, out of Amazon.
Wait, I also know him from The Babysitter. That's where I recognize him.
Oh, God!
That's that movie with Bella Thorne in it.
Oh, those are absolute deep cuts.
Yeah, and I remember I watched that like the first time I got like Netflix for myself. I saw that premiering and I was like, oh shit, I should check that out. I watched it and it was. I mean, I do like the scene with him and the main character who's like a kid because the whole premise of the movie is this kid's babysitter has brought her friends to sacrifice him or some shit.
The virgin.
Yeah, but my favorite is like he's like shirtless.
No. Hold on. Remember, kids, actually get laid, or Bella Thorne's gonna come and try to kill you for your virgin blood.
Well, I guess I can never get laid then, because hell yeah. But
oh my God.
But yeah, my favorite scene in that movie is like this dude, whoever Robbie Armell plays as, he's just like chasing after the kid shirtless outside where he stays. It's like his treehouse. He's like, "You're not fucking getting me." He's like, "I can wait all day." He's like, it's only kind of scary because I would be scared if some fucking jack dude was trying to kill me.
I was gonna say if it, that oh my just. You like homie gets pulled up on you with like a 6-pack, and you're just out here like you're like this is like the Chad Virgin Wojak game, except in its most terrifying form.
Yeah. Next up is Tom Harper, who's going to play Wesker, who he's from Umbrella Academy. I don't really recognize him from anything else.
I don't know any of their work.
He's got to do the role justice. He's got to sound like as dumb as Wesker.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be a movie about RE2, but I just want to see a live action reactment of that scene from the original RE1 of Chris, like Albert Wesker shows Chris Tyrant, and he's like, my ultimate creation, and then Chris just stands there, just starts laughing, and Wesker just goes, Chris, stop it. just like he's like, I worked really hard on this, stop laughing at me. It straight up sounds like that. It's great. But yeah, I don't know Tom Harper or anything else. And Avon Gojira, he will be playing as Leon. He's very handsome, but he does not give me Leon vibes. He kind of gives me. No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. But yeah.
No. Say it to the masses.
I would say he would fit. He would fit more if he played like Carlos.
No.
I don't mean that in an offensive way. He looks more for the role like original Carlos, not a modern RE3 remake Carlos.
Not RE2 remake Carlos. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, RE3 Carlos's remake Carlos is too good. I don't think anyone could play him. Neil McDollug, whatever. He's playing as William Birkin, who I actually do recognize. He plays Bison in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh no!
I only remember that because the only thing I remember from that movie is the terrible spurting the spinning bird kick she does at the end of the movie, and also him eating like a baby or something in that movie. It's real good. I love that. I love that movie. It's totally not terrible. But anyway, yeah. That's about it. My only expectations about the RE movie is maybe it'll be better than whatever the live action RE movie.
If I don't see Mr. X bust through a wall, grab one of the Redfield, and then absolutely pummel the fuck out of them, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna have to do a damn good job if they want to recreate the fucking William fights. The Birkin fights, my mistake. I call him by his first name. What the fuck? Yeah, like especially at the very end where he's a giant mass of flesh on the train. Like they're gonna have to fucking do some major shit there if they want to recreate that. But speaking of things speaking of unexpected announcements, Arc Systems has announced a new game, which is DNF Duel, Dungeon and Fighter Duel, which is a fighting game based off of Dungeon Fighter Online, which I think I played a little bit years ago. I think it's like a side-scrolling, it's like Final Fight but an MMO. They released a trailer of it. I'll send it to you. It's real good. It gives me like Grand Blue feels, and also Dragon Ball. Okay, hold up. Before we talk about anything else, we have a friend Tuck who's in the Discord. He keeps telling me that to make a podcast topic idea is talking about the Big Mac one sandwich or two.
No, okay. I got you on that because when you left, I asked Tuck, Tuck, what do you think? I don't know if he's gonna cut this out, but I think now might be your time to speak. And depending on what happens, he might not cut it out. He's like, is a Big Mac one sandwich or two?
I mean, fuck, I can't. Okay. If we're talking about the how a Big Mac works, I would say it's one sandwich because there's no top bun in the middle there.
Right. Well, here I was gonna say because it uses 3 slices rather than 1.
Yeah.
And if it was 2 sandwiches, it would use 4 slices of bread. even if they were in fact stacked.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you get a Lunchable and you put like the crackers in between like the meat and cheese and put another cracker beneath it. It's like it's still like one big thing, not like three crackers. That analogy was terrible, but whatever. But yeah, aside from that, I'm really excited for this fighting game because I fucking love fighting games. It's real good. I love fighting games. It's real.
I wonder
nice.
if it'll keep the MMO elements or.
Oh no, it probably won't. To me, it just looks like another version of Grand Blue, which looks cool. There's not much fair. I could say because I remember that there was like a cool dude who looked like Dante and he fucking shot guns and shit. That's all I remember about a Dungeon Fighter. But yeah, no, it looks super stylish because it's Arc Systems. What do you expect? We'll be on league with Guilty Gear Strive? Probably not. But that's also I'm biased.
But also Guilty Gear Strive is already a based franchise that it was based in a fighting game.
Yeah, so, but whatever. We thought they were gonna make the biggest money with Grand Blue, but then Corona happened and ruined that. That's because the Grand Blue company has tons of money. They have so much money.
I like to think COVID only happened because Akuma Shengoku Satsu'd the fucking Earth and disabled its immune system. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, and he wouldn't have killed anyone because Akuma's never killed a single person.
Akuma has never killed anybody.
Killed Goken? Nah, I'm lived, bitch.
Goken, but he kept his soul away from Akuma, so...
Yeah, so he didn't really die, because even though that the Raging Demon's supposed to be the skill that literally rends...
The Raging Demon takes away your soul. If you don't have a soul to take away, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, then there's no point.
And besides, Akuma's just a good guy. He's just trying to make sure that people are... He's just trying to make sure people are at their full power.
Hey, listen, he was a pretty good guy in the Tekken story mode where he helped Hayachi's wife to be like, hey, in the future, can you please kill my husband and my son, please? And Akuma was like, lol, okay.
Okay.
That's straight up the story in Tekken 7 story mode. It's Akuma comes and he's like, yo, I promised your wife that I would kill your asses.
I was gonna say, oh man, Tekken 7 story mode was absolutely fucking bonkers.
It was dumb. It didn't even barely had Jin in it. Anyway, but to be fair, Jin did start World War III or some shit. I don't know. It's weird.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, speaking of dying, Star Trek's James Doohan, who played Scotty back in the original series of Star Trek. This is a weird article that I found on IGN. I was just looking through some news and I found this, and it was way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. But James Doohan, who was Scotty on the original Star Trek series, his ashes were secretly smuggled into the International Space Station in 2008, and it is officially in space. His ashes are in the stars.
Damn.
Yeah. So, reported by The Times, Richard Grafford? Graduate? Whatever. But he's the creator of both Ultima series, which are old-fashioned RPGs, and the term MMORPG. He made that fucking term, apparently. It was revealed that he smuggled James Doohan's ashes onto the ISS in 2008 during the 12-day 3 million mission as a private astronaut. He straight up was like, "Nah, I'm gonna make Beam Me Up Scotty real."
I was gonna say, "Beam Me Up Scotty, you fool! It is now real."
Dude, that's like beyond bro level. That's that's gotta be like, yo, I gotta do this. It's for my homie. But yeah, no, it's cool shit. I can't really say much because I don't watch Star Trek, but I think that's fucking rad. I don't know why though, but it also kind of reminds me of that one joke in Regular Show where like they throw some dudes. I think it's because they throw some coffin into the ocean that's filled with. Oh no, I remember. It's talking about how they want to die, and Rigby says that he wants his coffin to be thrown into the ocean with fireworks in it, and then when a shark eats him, then they'll blow up in fireworks.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I recently rewatched all of regular show thing because it was I remember talking about how it's like how HBO Max now has like all of Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah.
But I watched regular show while it was on Hulu for a bit.
Yeah, no. Regular show's still good. I feel like it doesn't get enough credit as it does. The last time I heard Awa talk about regular show was Mordecai was simping.
Right,
but to be fair, he literally killed his friend at one time.
So hard. The definition of old age simping.
He killed Rigby so hard into the time-space
into the time-space continuum.
That's fucked up. But listen, would you do that, Pixel, if you were trying to get some coochie?
Depends on how good coochie was.
The fact you had to think about it was worrisome.
That's why I said it depends on how good the coochie is.
Okay.
If it was top tier, I would totally throw some. I'm gonna
Sorry, PK.
Require that I'm gonna.
We can only finish this in Mortal Kombat.
I plead the fifth.
We can only finish this in Mortal Kombat. The stage is the microwave in like going through time, and we're on top of the microwave. And
my god!
And the whole point is you can't take your opponent's HP down. You can only ring them out, Soul Calibur style.
Ring out. It's all right. I'll just prep up my fucking Witcher build. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, that's. But speaking of things that they're trying to kill themselves, Hollywood Studio MGM, which stands for Metro Goldwyn Mayer, pits itself
something
up
like that.
Yeah,
but I know what you're talking about because they have a fucking they have like a whole ass casino here in Vegas.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. They pit themselves up for sale at $5 billion because the studio is just like, they look at the cash in on that TV streaming. Because let's be honest, why would you ever want to go into the death trap that is a movie theater?
Tuck, I'm actually gonna throw you to the fucking abyss.
You know what? His question will be at the end of the podcast.
Text chat of
I know. I saw that. I did pretty well not losing my shit there. Anyway, I meant laughing, losing my shit.
I know we have a podcast to run, but my boy.
Listen. In the YouTube version of the podcast, I will include Tuck there as invisible podcast member.
Invisible podcast member number 3.
Yeah. But anyway, the studio is known for making series like James Bond, Rocky. Apparently, they made all the Poltergeist movies. You'll recognize their logo, which is the roaring lion at the beginning of their movies. Even though I thought that was Lionsgate, I was completely wrong. That was my
no. Lionsgate is always that like long ass sequence of things unlocking.
Yeah. Sorry, because it's called Lionsgate, and I thought I saw the lion. I'm like, yeah, lion.
It becomes the last thing you see before death.
Yeah, I know, right? No, the last thing I see before death is gonna be fighting games are dead, lol.
Jeez.
And then I'm gonna be like, well, gotta give up. But yeah, no, this Hollywood studio. But this Hollywood studio is they're closing down, and well, not closing down, but they're trying to sell their company. Be like, yo, we got 4,000 film titles, we got like 17,000 hours of TV programming. Just fuck yeah, they can make some money off of that.
That's an ability.
Especially since they've been forced to bankruptcy like a decade ago. You bet they're trying to. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I can't really say much about it because I'm not the biggest James Bond nut, nor am I for Rocky. I saw first Poltergeist. That's selling for themselves for $5 billion. Worth it. Fucking 4,000. They get whoever buys that is gonna get so much fucking shit. I'm assuming that it might be HBO Max since they've been buying everything.
Yeah, whoever buys, if Disney actually buys MGM, it's kind of just over.
Yeah, especially as it's what I fucking found out that Hulu is they also own they also own HBO, or they're both from the same company.
No. Who?
What? No, wait, no. I think it's Disney and Hulu. Whatever, I forget. I don't care. I can't keep up with all these streaming services. There's too many.
Too many.
Too many. But yeah, no. That's not really that's pretty much it for that. I don't care for James Bond, so but aside from that, that's all the news we got this week. Sorry for the weird structure of this episode, everyone. But, we'll get into some questions. So we don't have any questions, but luckily we do. Tuck here, our visible podcast member here, he can ask us a question. Ask us any question, Tuck. And no, not your stupid ass fucking is a Big Mac, two sandwiches or one sandwich.
No, it's fine. I already answered his question. He can't ask it again unless I bust down his door and beat him to death.
You beat this baby. He's dead.
He's dead.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Specifically.
Pancakes, so I can't toast. I have to actively. I have to go out of my way to make pancake batter in order for me to have a pancake. When I could just fucking toast up a waffle and eat them bitches raw.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
You can eat a pancake raw. Come on.
No, you cannot.
You can deep throat.
Just stick your hand in the bag and just
Yeah.
No,
you guys have never done that.
Pancake batter? What are you? Oh my god!
Listen, if
you
people
tell me you don't do that?
If people could do it with the cookie dough, I could do it with pancake batter. Let's be honest.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Pancake batter is okay. Pancake batter is a dry, floury, it's a powder.
Okay. The sequel to the cinnamon challenge.
Oh God. Anyway, that will be.
No, I'm gonna have to.
Okay, before this gets away off tangent, thank you for listening. I'm so sorry about the structure. Faye was busy. That's up to her, of course. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Midnight Toons. We'll see you guys in next week. If you want to check out what we're doing, I'll put Pixel's fucking social media in the description if you want to follow him. Tuck.
If you're an absolute mate, you will follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, I will give you a warning. If you do, then it's over.
It is in fact over. If you follow me on Twitter, you will steal your own fate.
Of course, if you want to go check out Faye's media or something down there, you can really just look up Faye Claim on any digital format. I'll also add her SoundCloud since she's working on some music. If you want to check out if you want to get updates on podcast episodes, you can go follow me at updates on Twitter, subscribe, all that. We hope you guys have one.
Do the YouTube things. Don't be an idiot.
If you're listening to YouTube, you know what to do. Anyway, we hope you have
Like, comment, and subscribe.
I swear, guys.